Hello, trickster.
Why the whole space aesthetic for your channel? Huh. Oh, I guess that guess that does fall underneath the lore tab. So I did mention that. Alright. Well, some form of story time. With
Are you unable to decide?
yes, I'm unable to decide, Lavenza. The reason that there's the whole space aesthetic for the channel is because I never really saw myself as someone that fit in, to be more accurate about it. So I always saw myself so different to the point is there's no way that I would be a part of the Milky Way,
take your time.
if that makes any sense. Better. So, with that very thing in mind,
My.
me being all the way out in Andromeda, having the idea of being the Savishi Shitenshi, the Lonely Seraph. As I send these transmissions all the way off from Andromeda to Earth, I went with that entire aesthetic to basically say, as distant as I am, I'm still trying to learn more about the world. I'm still trying to learn more about others. So, for everything to be more so based in space, it helps support the, hey, I don't feel like I fit in, but I feel like I can get along with everyone thing that I talk about. It also helps explain how spaced out I tend to get as well. Just properly processing things unfortunately takes a little bit longer for me. So having just the idea of Andromeda as the main aesthetic for the profile itself at least helps bring an air of kind of mysteriousness, if that makes sense. But that was a bit too real of an answer. The VTuber answer, or lore appropriate answer, would be Kiraku was actually born in Andromeda. He is still the Seraph, well, the Lonely Seraph, but there's a particular title that goes after Seraph. I mean, yeah, flip around, Lonely Seraph, Seraph of Loneliness, but it's still a title. The area of Andromeda of which he was born in, well, it kind of went through some things, and I would have to explain it, and that's a long story, so we'd be here for hours. I'm working on it, but there's a lot of life things in the way of making that part of the lore story actually come to life. In time, hopefully. But yeah. So that's the VTuber answer. I gave you the real answer. And why Andromeda specifically, this is going to be a gimme, or, a bonus gimme. Heard a song called Andromeda. And then I was also studying about Andromeda. And everything kind of fell into place. And this particular Andromeda song is by the artist known as Neat. Not the Andromeda by the Gorillaz. But as soon as I heard that version, as soon as I heard that Andromeda song, well, I obviously grew quite hyper focused into it. Which is why whenever you go to the continue screen, or whenever I go to my waiting room screen, continue screen, I'll just go over there for a quick second as an example. That's actually the song itself that plays. And yeah, it's basically my favorite Neat song. And that particular version of it was something that I toned down the pitch and rearranged it a little bit, and made a bootleg extend. That bootleg extend's pretty darn cool. I really enjoyed it. It's like one of the favorite songs I ever like stretched out and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, that's basically the entire story as to why I have a space aesthetic. The spaced outness, the feeling of not actually fitting in. I mean, heck, do you really see me in any of these VTuber circles? Or any of these VTuber groups? Or just hanging out with the cool kids? I'm normally doing my own thing. And strangely enough, that's not even out of like shyness or anything of that nature. It's just not something about them not feeling right. It's something about me not feeling right. Just working on myself, man. And I'll just, I will just speak like over on the internet. So if somebody says something, I try and say something in reply. It's just, the usual reaching out. But yeah, I just stay in this corner of space. There are sometimes that I do be on Earth, and even then, it's just like, man, am I really here? Do I really exist? Am I really worth? Well, that's probably going down a rabbit hole that I probably shouldn't be going down. Trying my best to practice the whole positivity, self-love thing. When I start asking these questions, and these questions I ask a lot. I ask those on a daily. It's not fun. But it just be that way. That's completely understandable. Not everyone has to fit into a specific group or circle. Some people just want to do their own thing, and I respect people who do that. Now, there will always be a small part of me that will have that yearning of, I'm bigger than I currently am, or hey, I'm more important. Like, I treat myself as if I'm more important than what actually shows. And it's nice to have that self-belief in yourself. Even if you're naturally negative, having the notion of, I'm a star, how could I not shine? It also helps. I mean, yeah, it's false confidence, and yeah, some people just call you fake and move on, but it's like, if you spent all that time beating yourself up, then you end up closing your eyes to a good opportunity that may actually come by. So, just, keep your head low, stay humble, but keep your finger to the pulse, ear to the street and everything, and it's like, okay, alright, bet. Because even with that type of confidence of, even with that false confidence, you can still go out there and just be a good person. Like, you don't have to be an arrogant a-hole about it. It's just, I'm confident in myself because I'm comfortable enough in myself. So even if I do something cringy or do something that you deem as cringy or what's the best way to word that? Doing something that may get laughed at, but you enjoy doing it and it's not hurting anybody, that kind of matters the most. Yeah, that reminds me of like apparently the whole whatever that was going on today. And that's what stemmed from my whole little observation thing. I know I'm far sidetracked from the story time itself, like, but yeah, just honestly just trying to be true to yourself, even if sometimes being true to yourself feels like a lie, is a tough thing to do. But I mean, I guess that's one of the things that I'm also trying to learn in this world. But it does bring me to think about, and I'm still talking about the whole little Twitter blow up earlier, but it just brings me to think about, do I even feel like wanting to be a part of a team of some sort, or a group in that matter? I'm someone that don't feel like I fit in. I'm someone who's spaced out all the time, and a lot of the games that people normally play, I just don't play it with them. And you know, that's one of those things that makes people unique, I'd say. Everyone has their niche, everyone has their audience, or focus audience, or targeted audience that they're looking for. And then there's just me, just out here like play rhythm games and fighting games. So yeah, I guess that would be my targeted audience. While at the same time, I'm just out here like, hey, if somebody comes in this corner and talk with me, I would like to talk back. Be it if you have like, I guess, a differing opinion of the color of my skin, if you have a differing opinion on the characters that I enjoy, like Haru or Rise. It's like one of those, I try to be open, like, but I know that I also need to make sure to have some boundaries about it too. Regardless, once again, I'm going on a tangent that just feels like I'm moving nowhere with it. Regardless, I just be out here doing my thing, and I'm always constantly questioning, am I doing it because I enjoy it, or is there really an ulterior motive? And I didn't second guess that when I started. I only started second guessing it the more that I learned about this world. And the more that I learned about, and by this world I mean the more that I learned about VTubers. So, regardless, I'm having fun with what I'm doing now. I would like to kick it like this more, and I would like to, and if I could kick it with others, that would be great. I may have to ask around at some point. But there's also I need to figure out other, you know, I would like to figure out more people that I could necessarily say I vibe with. Because, you know, you don't have to stick to just VTubers about it. Vibing with people is universal! So if there's somebody that you admire, that you dig, that you want to kick it with, you know, let them know. Because I mean, I mention it from time to time. It's like there are folks that I'm like, I think they're really cool. Let me just use this stream marker because I am far removed from the story time. Oh God. There's a lot of people that I would love to like kick it with, and not even necessarily on stream. But at the same time, do you know, would we even be good friends? And that may be the biggest thing that keeps me away from it. For someone misperceiving me wanting to be friends as being fake, as being a clout chaser. It's like, I like the things you do. I want to call you friend. But if you see that differently, I can't stop you. Bums me out like hell, but I can't stop you. Oh, wait. I had skill cards? Damn, that's crazy. But yeah. I felt like I basically just spewed a bunch of nonsense on your flame, and I'm sorry about that. But it really just feels weird, mostly. Because I know what I would like to do as a VTuber, and it's definitely just learn more about myself and about the world and make friends with everyone. I've said this several streams ago. Hell, I probably even said it day one. I doubt it. But probably did. I'm a weird person in the middle of the southeast. And whilst I do have a lot of good friends that I've made, there's still something in the back of my head that's like, but do I really fit in though? So that's the long rambling way that goes right back into saying, I just feel like I'm an outer space alien, even in a room full of familiar faces. So the space aesthetic for my channel pretty much goes to this.